Hello. This is a reading for the day, for the evening, for the night, for whatever time. I decided to record. I was drawn to use this deck that was just given to me, the Cat Tarot. It was a thrift find. But I love this little cat, like this design detail of the cat just like hiding, like poking out. So I feel like there's something that's just like hiding and like poking its head out. That's like, you don't fully see it yet, but there's something there. It's like, you know, there's something there. I feel like you're also being protected. Like, I don't know, lately I've been seeing things like out of the corner of my eye that like look like cats. And then when I look, there's no cat there. Like if I'm walking down the street, I'm like, oh, there's a cat. And then when I look, it's not a cat. And I'm like, what? Anyway, I don't know if that's like, I feel like there's cat guardians like in the unseen realm that are walking alongside you maybe. The other thing I wanted to point out was the color pink. I've been feeling drawn to the color pink lately unintentionally. Like I just got these glasses and they're rose gold and I wasn't really like, I've never made a decision that quickly to just get a frame. Like it was kind of like they were just the cheapest ones and I was like, oh, I like them, yep. And it just like, I'm telling you, I've never picked a frame that quickly, so it was just interesting. So I was feeling like this lighthearted, like kind of playful, soft energy, and also the incense I'm burning right now is rose incense. And also when I first bought this incense a little while ago, I only bought it because the scent that I wanted to get, they were sold out. So I was like, oh, I'll try the rose. And now this is actually my favorite one. So like, it just smells so good. And like, I don't know, it just makes me feel so like magical and sensual and like helps me tap into my senses and like grounds me and relaxes me, but opens at the same time. It's like this soft blooming sensation. I don't know, it's just like this being, it's this presence, it's allowing me to just be in flow, to just be in my essence. It like pulls this like sap out of me, this juiciness out of me, I don't know. So yeah, maybe working with like rose petals or the scent or the color could be something to try, or maybe something that you've been drawn to, or something that you use. Rose quartz also, I was thinking I need to get some rose quartz. I'm pretty sure I have some tucked away somewhere. I do, I just don't know where. So there could be something about that, like something is hiding, something to excavate, a call to return to self-love, glamour magic, which I have never looked into what that is exactly, but I recently got a haircut and like lightened my hair, so I find that's probably like I said, new frames. Like to me, I think that would be my idea of glamour magic, of like doing little things to like update your look that make you feel good, that make you feel powerful and beautiful and confident, and just like express yourself in a new way. Like sometimes I feel like I need to update my wardrobe or something like that, and it's usually because the energy, like it feels like I've shifted and now I want to express myself in a way that reflects how I'm feeling now in this new like version of myself, kind of. So, and even in the home, like I've lately been wanting to refresh. I'm like, oh, I want to get some new bath towels because these ones are kind of old, and like, so it's just like I want to get new bedding because I have this really heavy comforter and it's too hot for the summer. So I'm like, oh, I can get a quilt. And just like little things like that, they might seem small, but they just add more color and new energy to your space. So it's like, even if you're in the same space, but making little changes can shift the whole energy of the room, of the space, of you. Like if you're, when you're getting into bed or waking up and you have this new like quilt, for example, it's like you just feel that freshness. You feel you're inviting in this softness, this color, like the rose kind of, you're allowing yourself to bloom and to open in a new way, in a new light, in a new new shape, a new form, whatever it is. And like I said, it doesn't mean you have to make big changes. It's just like little things where you can feel good in your own skin, or even just like I said, like bedding that, like, or towels where it's like your skin, it feels soft on your skin, it feels like relaxing and sensual. It's allowing you to tap into your senses. I feel like that's really important, especially for grounding and for nurturing your nervous system, your body, like helping you to breathe and to calm down and to really ground into your space. For me, I love incense. Like it helps me to really like kind of just like ground into the moment. I feel like I keep saying ground, but like center myself and like just it calls me back to myself. Like I think incense opens the door to spirit. It's cleansing. It's I don't know, but it's a lot of things, I guess. It's whatever you feel it is, but it also helps me to like pause. I also like incense as like a passage of time. Like an incense stick typically burns for like an hour. So it's like visualizing time in that way. Like I know when the incense has burned, I'm like, oh cool, like it's this time has passed, and how did I spend that time, and how did it shift me? How did it invite me deeper into myself, or deeper into the message or the energy or the space or whatever it is that I'm trying to call in or trying to connect with. Or maybe I don't have an intention specifically, but it helps me to follow something, to connect to something. Yeah, so that's where we're going. I don't know. I'm definitely feeling this springtime energy that we're like, I don't know if we're peaking yet, but we're about to peak. Like I said, like we're peaking. The buds, at least where I am, like the buds are peaking out. They have started to bloom, but we're still growing. We're still expanding. We're still pushing through the soil. We're still like being fertilized. We're still getting some nice rain and nourishment, and like the sun, like we're getting some windows of hot sun, but we're not in the summer yet, you know? So there's this shift, there's this like opening, but taking our time. We're not rushing, we're not forcing, we're allowing ourselves to kind of peek our head out and then come back in and rest, and like taking that time to take a break and to kind of realign, readjust, reroute. Reroot, interesting, like root, R-O-O-T. Like, are we in the right environment? Are we in the right pot? Like, do we want to replant ourselves? Like, it's kind of like a good time to take stock of where we are. And like, is this where we, like, knowing that summer is coming, or metaphorically, depending on where you are, but knowing that summer is coming, is this what we want to grow, you know? Are there any little changes we want to make to help us kind of reach our full bloom, to like guide us, to aid us, to allow us to take up as much space as possible? Like maybe the pot we're in is just too small, and maybe we need to put ourselves in the garden, or put ourselves in the forest, or by the lake, or maybe we want to spread our seeds everywhere. Like, I don't know, maybe we want to be in a lot of different places. Or maybe that's too much. Maybe we want to kind of take our energy back a little bit and be like, actually, I just want to plant in my little balcony this year and just keep these for myself, because, you know, I'm tending to my own garden. I don't want to overwhelm myself, and I want to focus on this area, or whatever it is, right? It's like, it's not always about expansion. Sometimes it's about calling our energy back so that we can nurture ourselves, which in turn nurtures the collective, the world, right? It's all connected. But I feel like we're in moment, a place of receiving right now. And something that was coming through for me yesterday through another reader that I actually just discovered, and I think her name is called Rebel something. I have to, I forget, but she was talking about like needing to ask, or like being okay with asking for help and receiving, really. And like I find that sometimes I'm a very independent person and I kind of pride myself on that, but I can kind of shame myself when it's like, oh, I need to help in some way, of like, oh, I should be able to do this for myself. And kind of made me think like, yeah, why am I feeling that way? And if we're in this empress energy, like we want to allow ourselves to receive, right? So there might be some resistance that comes up in that receiving, of like almost some sort of resistance in that I don't know if it's I don't feel worthy of receiving, but more like I have this shame maybe around receiving, of like, or this guilt. And it's kind of like, where's that coming from? You know, like why do I feel that? Because I wouldn't shame someone else for needing help. You know, like I want to help people, so why would I think that I don't deserve the same support? And I think it comes back to obviously not having that support all the time. And so then I kind of had to learn to do things for myself. So it's almost a protection mechanism of, oh, I need to be able to do everything for myself. But I think that there's a stage, if there's eventually that we get to, where we have to allow others to help us and to trust people again. And it doesn't mean, you know, trust everybody and everything, but like, you know, it's practicing discernment and learning to trust ourselves, and, you know, do the best we can. Like we are always going to make mistakes and learn and grow. But anyway, I guess it's just allowing people to see when you need help, or like at least not shaming yourself for that, being like, this is where I am right now, and that's okay. And like, I deserve help. I deserve assistance, because maybe that could be a blockage too, if it's like maybe you need money or something and you're like not wanting to apply for that financial assistance, or like maybe you don't feel deserving, maybe you feel like someone else is more deserving of it than you, like whatever it is. And it's kind of like, why do you feel like you're not deserving of it? Why do you feel like you can't ask for it, you know? Because there's enough to go around for everyone, right? So if you ask, you'll receive. But if you don't ask, it can be more difficult for you to kind of open to that. It's kind of like what they say about even asking your angels and guides for help. It's like they're waiting for you to ask, you know? So there could be opportunities out there that are waiting for you. Like, I'm thinking of that tea leaf card of, there's a path with money waiting for you to find it. That card always makes me laugh. I'm just like, well, where is it? Where's the path? Like, I don't know where the freaking path is, you know? Anyway, but yeah, I think letting go of whatever shame there is for asking for help, and maybe unpacking where that's coming from, but maybe you don't even need to, like, because maybe they'll just come as you start to ask for help. Those things might come up, of like, some feelings might come up. But allow yourself to be supported. Allow yourself to let people help you, to let people see you in a vulnerable state. I guess it's about vulnerability, like feeling like you need someone, right? that you need to lean on someone, that you want to rely on people to help you. But when you actually do, when people are there for you, it feels so good, you know? So that's what I would urge you to try. And it can be in any way, even if it's just through spirit or through nature. Like maybe you just need to go to the park and sit and just like absorb the energy of the trees or the birds or whatever you feel connected to, you know? The sun, the moon, the rain, even whatever it is that you like like I said, rose petals. Like maybe you just need to, you know, go pick some flowers or buy a bouquet. Like bring that into your home, invite that in. Maybe it's like, yeah, like receiving, allowing yourself to receive in small ways. Then you can practice receiving. So giving to yourself, like yeah, buying yourself a nice meal, you know, or a candle or whatever it is, a crystal, a new pillow, you know, like these are ways, because it's almost like if you're telling yourself, oh, I don't deserve that, or I don't need that, or I can't afford that, or whatever it is, it's kind of that same energy of like, oh, I don't, like it's like blocking that reception, that receptivity. So it's just noticing. There's no judgment, and obviously we all are in different situations, so it doesn't mean, like I said, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. It's just like even giving yourself a moment in the morning, for example, to like make a cup of tea, or at night, you know, like giving yourself a break from the noise, like giving yourself a quiet moment, or an hour to like just listen to your favorite music and dance, or whatever it is that you like to do, that where it doesn't feel heavy, it feels weightless, it feels like it takes something off of you, it releases something, it allows you to put your burdens down, if even for a moment, and just step into your essence, your energy. Because when you're in that, that's when you're in your flow, when you're able to receive, and you're like signaling to the universe, like I'm in my power, you know, and I'm in alignment, and I'm attuned to all of these things that I want. So even if it's just, you know, a few minutes, in whatever way that is, like even if it's cooking a meal, doing dishes, like whatever it is that you can feel present, you can feel like you can slow down and take a moment for yourself, or a moment with your friends or with your family, your pets, like your garden, like whatever it is that you feel you receive love from. It's important to find those relationships that are reciprocal, that you can give and receive in a healthy way, in a safe way. And that takes time. And it's an ongoing thing here on this earth. But anyway, let's see. So I haven't used this deck yet. But yeah, we were talking about cats, right? This deck I actually got for a friend a few years ago, and now someone got it from me, so I think that's interesting as well. Also this week I've been talking to some friends that I haven't spoke to in a long time, that live in different places, like don't live close to me, but I'm just catching up with, just over text, which has been nice. So there's something about like the past coming back in new ways, maybe, or familiar things, connecting to things you used to enjoy, maybe that you haven't done in a while, or people you haven't spoken to in a while that you love and still love, and like your connection still remains the same even if you haven't spoken in a long time. Like I love that so much. Like I feel like I have so many friends, and like best friends that like I don't speak to that often, but I love so much, and I know that when we get together, like, or when we speak, like it's like no time has passed. And I don't know, that just means a lot to me, because yeah, I'm not the best at like communicating sometimes through technology and whatever. So, and I've moved around a lot, so I'm not always in the same place as the people that I love. So it's nice that when I do have time to catch up. But that's the other thing I was gonna say is the reason I've been able to connect with them is because I feel like I've been more grounded. I've had more time to sit and just respond to messages. Well, when I feel really overwhelmed and drained, I don't answer my phone. Like I don't feel like I can show up for people in the way that I want to, and then I feel frustrated because I'm like, yeah, I just feel disconnected and I feel withdrawn and I don't have the energy. So I feel like I'm in a place where I'm able to connect because I've took time to like rest and recover. So I don't know why this is coming up. I'm just sharing like my own personal things because yeah, that's just kind of the style that I want to read in and share in, and like, yeah, we'll see how it goes. But let's see. I haven't used this, like I said, I don't know if I said that already. I haven't used this deck yet. I did save it when so it's but I wonder who previously owned it. So interesting. Anyway, so we're just gonna see what it's purple. Purple's another color I've been feeling drawn to. I always have. Purple's always been my favorite color. But I definitely feel very mystical lately. I mean, I always feel mystical, but I mean, I've been maybe reconnecting to my mystical side. Like, I quit my 9-to-5 job a couple months ago, and I was feeling so like, I don't know. I was just feeling so caught up in like the everyday world, and like I didn't have the space to really like just be in flow and to be like tapping in. Like I don't know, like I feel like I'm always tapped in, but like I didn't have the time to really sit with it and follow it through and like connect deeply. Like I was too distracted and I was too like tired and like trying to show up for my work, and I was feeling so disconnected. Hi mama. My kitty just came. You want to come say hi? Yeah, I was just feeling connected from my natural essence and just like, come here, baby. Good boy. You want to go in your tower? So yeah, I was just feeling like I was like, I don't know, it just felt so good to like, once I quit, I felt like I mean, it took a little while maybe to like recalibrate my energy, but it felt so good to like get back into my spiritual like rituals that like I just didn't have the time for. And anything can be a spiritual ritual, but yeah. Anyway, I don't know why I feel like sharing this, but when the first few weeks I got back into like meditating every day. I kind of tried to have my own like retreat at home almost. Like I was like, I can't afford right now to go on a retreat, so I'm gonna just kind of like have my own. I didn't intentionally think that, but like, well, kind of. Then afterward I realized like, oh, this was kind of like my own retreat that I gave myself to just like go inward, like to just reconnect to my energy, and like really just needed to reset. Like it was an energetic reset. So that could be a message for someone to like sometimes we do need to escape from the world because our energy is in too many places, and these places might be draining us, you know. And it can really be that, like, I'm telling you, when I left my job, it was an almost immediate like relief. And I was really like worried because I thought, like, if I leave this job, like, I'm kind of starting from scratch. Like, I was like worried about, like, am I gonna fall into a dark place? But it was actually the opposite, because it was like, it totally set me free and like allowed me to start over, or like restart, or just reconnect to myself. And I feel so much more like myself now. I feel like myself again, because I'm not performing. I'm not trying to fit into a place where I don't fit. I'm not pretending every day, waking up and pretending like this is the life I want to live. Like, I just felt so disconnected from my routines. And it's interesting because routine, I never really felt connected to routines or felt like I liked structure or anything like that. But now I've realized, like, I like having space to flow. But I also, like, that is my routine, is like having these moments where I can connect with myself. And if I can't connect with myself every day, I feel really lost and ungrounded. So it's kind of like learning how to ground yourself. How to find inner stability is what I've been working on. Because when you have that, when you're able to come back to yourself, when you have your routines or your rituals or your whatever it is that helps you to feel like yourself or connected to your essence, like I said, like with the rose and the inviting yourself to your own energy. That's almost what it is. Like when you light a candle, when you light incense, it pulls you in, it draws you into yourself. So what is it that you can do to like turn the spark back on inside, you know, to rekindle that spirit, that flame? And the more you do that, like with intention every day, like that spark and that flame is just going to grow and grow and grow and grow. And like, yes, you have to tend to it, but it's going to become so natural that like it's just going to always kind of be there, and you're always going to be able to go return to that flame to warm yourself. Like when you're lost or when you're feeling alone, like you can go to your own inner flame, and that will always be there to guide you. And sometimes it will just tell you to sit and rest. Like, you don't need to take action right now. It's just about sitting with yourself. But if you have that, that is the safety that you're looking for, right? Like, it's kind of like when the world is unstable, the world is unpredictable. But if I can return to myself, if I have these rituals and routines that guide me and ground me, then I know I'm okay. And if I have something that's consistently interrupting that or distracting me from that or pulling me away from that or whatever it is, like, how can I shift things to rebalance, to find a path or an environment or a system that can help me to live in a way that is designed for me, where I feel like I'm, you know, a co-creator of this. I'm not just living, you know, by someone else's strings, right? I'm not a puppet, but I'm the master, you know? And it might mean disrupting systems. It might mean disrupting what already exists and maybe what has existed for a long time. And maybe it means discovering, because maybe you're not sure. But, and also, it can change. What you desire, what you need can change and will evolve. So it's just checking in with yourself. But that's why it's just being your own guide, being your own compass is so valuable. Listening to yourself, strengthening your intuition. I just feel like these are things we aren't taught. You know, these feminine qualities that are so powerful that we overlook in society, that we shame, that we totally misunderstand are so important. So yeah, I don't know if I'm just going on tangents, but that's what we're doing here. Okay, let's pull some cards, maybe, and see. My goodness, 30 minutes already. Okay. Ooh, my neck hurts. My body, I need to stretch. So stretching, releasing pain from the body, felt pain, physical pain. It's one thing to intellectually understand something. It's another to physically, emotionally understand something. And to move that energy through and to release. And like I said, that's also something that it's just, yeah. There's layers. But the more that we can, keep these things up, the more that we can find the little things that make us feel connected to our inner selves. It's self-love. It's mothering ourselves. The empress, right? The mother. Are we treating ourselves with compassion? Are we treating ourselves with kindness? Are we putting ourselves first? Because as a mother archetype, if we want to nourish others, we have to nourish ourselves first, right? If we want people to, gather herbs and vegetables from our garden, we have to make sure our garden is tended to and fertile and ripe. But we also aren't going to give all of it away. We keep some for ourselves too. And what's the balance? What's the percentage? How much do we keep for ourselves? How much do we share? Are we being generous with to ourselves? Are we showing that same generosity to ourselves? Are we allowing others to be generous with us? If we share from our garden, is someone else sharing from theirs? Right? Okay, so I don't know. I think just, be careful who you let in your garden, into your sacred space. I was listening to another reader, I don't remember who was saying, like, your energy is your sacred space, is a sacred space. So it's like, if you think about it that way, it's like you're going to be very protective over it, right? You're going to be very discerning and cautious about who you let in, because other people might see that you have this luscious, beautiful garden and they want to come and relax in it or feed from it. And you might want to, help these people. But at the end of the day, you put in all this work to build and grow and sustain this beautiful harvest. And there's a lot of people who don't want to put in that work. You know what I mean? But then they will be envious or greedy with what you have. Rather than doing the work themselves. And sometimes the best thing you can do for them is encourage them to do that work. And sometimes that requires you to not keep enabling their behavior, so that they have to learn how to do this themselves. And you can give them the tools, but it's not your job to go and build a garden for them, right? Like, they have to build it themselves, or we can build it together, right? We can build communities, we can support each other, but we have to, you're not always, obviously there's times where we have an overflow of abundance that we can give to people and not expect anything in return. So it always depends. But if there's somebody coming in and fucking with your garden, you know what I mean, consistently, and destroying your crops, it's, you know, we gotta protect ourselves. And that's where the masculine energy comes in, right? Where it's like, if we're in our feminine, we also have to be able to set boundaries and say no. And the more that we love ourselves and respect ourselves, the easier it becomes to do that, because it's like, whoa, what's going on here? Like, that kind of behavior is not tolerated here, you know? Anyway, once again, we're just going with whatever's coming through. So hopefully this is helpful for someone. But let's see if anything wants to come through. It's just about balance the feminine and masculine energy, which I talked about a bit in my last video, of finding a flexible structure, something that works for you. It's not too rigid, but it's not too open. It's like, what's gonna work for you, where you can let things in but not let everything in. It's like a filter, you know, like you let in the good stuff, you know. Okay. Oh gosh, see, I'm not gonna know what this card is now. It's 5 of, I'm gonna have to look it up. It's a very cute card. I don't know what. Okay, it's Pentacles. This is the 5 of Pentacles, which is interesting because it's not how it's typically shown, right? This is like what I'm talking about, like reciprocity, asking for help, allowing people to help you. Like, this is very loving and gentle. And like, oh, I have some treats, like, do you want to share them? And that's exactly it. It's like, there's gonna be a point where you need to ask for help from someone who has more to give. And then it will come back around that when you have more to give, you'll be able to give to someone who needs help, you know? So, and it's okay to be in either position, you know? And that's the beauty of life, is we always are cycling through. So if we ask for help now, we're able to help someone else in the future, right? You pay that forward, you pay it back. By supporting someone else, you allow them to support someone else in the future, and it just grows and grows and grows. It's like a community garden where we all help tend to the garden together, and then we all share the crops, you know? There's something about generosity here, allowing yourself to receive, especially if it's love, or whatever it is. But it's all connected, right? The more we can open ourselves to receiving, financially, emotionally, allowing yourself to be vulnerable. Because when people can really truly see you, you're allowing them to know you deeper. And then you're allowing them to do the same. You know, because if you show up and ask for help, then they know that they can do the same thing, you know, that they can also ask for help when they need it. It's actually a very brave thing, right, to ask for help. To share what you have with others is a beautiful thing. Yeah, I feel like you're not alone. Like there's other people who are maybe feeling the same exact thing that you are. Because the Five of Pentacles is usually like, not always depicted by itself, but usually they're by themselves, or they're two people that are kind of lost or in the cold, but these two people seem to be helping each other kind of through. I don't know, it just feels like there's no shame here. There's no like, it's like, oh, you're hungry, I'm hungry too. Like, why would I judge you for that? You know? Like, we all have needs, we all need help. Okay, I feel like we've made this clear. Anything else, Spirit? I don't know. The Knight of Cups. Look at this cat has its head. And this, I don't know what is in here. But there's a lot of owls. There's like 4 owls in this card. So it's almost like what else can you offer? Because an owl offers insight, right? Offers advice. So maybe it's like, maybe you can't give financially, or you can't give, I don't know, in a physical way, but you can show up for people by listening, by holding space. Like, you don't have to give. You can give with time, right? You can give with energy. You can give with love. You don't have to give with objects, or, you know, even like I said, like sending a text to an old friend to check in, like that is huge, and it's felt, and it doesn't cost anything. I mean, it costs energy and time, I guess, but in terms of money, it doesn't cost anything. Well, I guess you have to pay for your phone plan, but you can always use free Wi-Fi or something, or send a letter in the mail. I guess that's not free either anymore. Is anything free? I don't know. Is anything free anymore? Anyway, that's what I'm saying though. It's like we're all struggling in some way, right? We all need help and support in some way, whatever it is, right? So you can lend an ear, you know, you can lend a hand. There's a lot of things you can lend. You can borrow, like even this deck, right? It's borrowed, kind of. It was given away when it was no longer needed by this person, you know? So what, you can give things away that you don't use, and there's always a cycle, you know, recycle. What you give will come back to you, right? What you give comes back to you. So don't think that you have nothing to give. You have a lot to give. But also, if you're feeling empty and drained, you don't need to give. Or you gotta give to yourself, you know? It's not selfish to give to yourself, okay? So don't do the emotional labor for others. That's another big lesson that we can talk about another time. I think I'll just leave it there because we're already at 45 minutes. Yeah, I hope that you take a moment for yourself today or tomorrow, even if it's just a few minutes, to, you know, breathe some fresh air, and or if it's on a commute, you know, and you just sit and feel into whatever, dream, allow yourself to daydream, you know, just do nothing and receive, practice receiving, sit with whatever comes up, don't judge, just let it be, you know, and know that you are worthy of everything that you desire and need. So thanks for listening. See you again soon. Bye.